Hello students, so here we are dealing with quadratic equation. As you know that we have already discussed about solving quadratic equations by factorization, but now we are going to solve the quadratic equation by using a formula. So before going through to that formula, we should know a few things about quadratic equation. First thing is that there is a general form of quadratic equation which has got a single variable, and that general form is ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. So the standard form or the general form of a quadratic equation is ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. Now let me give you one example of a quadratic equation. We have, say for example, the quadratic equation 4x square plus 12x plus 9 is equal to 0. So this is written in exact standard form. So a means coefficient of x square, that means the value of a here will be 4. The value of b, coefficient of x, will be 12, and the value of the constant c will be equal to 9. So have a look. So this is general form of quadratic equation. Now all the quadratic equations can be represented in this form, all the quadratic equation. Now let us have a look. We have another sum like 2x square minus 12x plus, say for example, 10 is equal to 0. So now here you see what is the value of a. A is coefficient of x square, so that will be 2. B is coefficient of x and c is the constant. So here b means coefficient of x, and the coefficient of x is minus 12. So the sign is very important while knowing this. Maybe some cases we have, say for example, an equation like this: 4x square minus 9 is equal to 0. Now here this can be also represented in that form, that is the quadratic equation general form. What is that? Ax square plus bx plus c. So we already have ax square, but we don't have any x over here. So that means the coefficient of x we can put as 0, and then we write plus and then minus 9 is equal to 0. These both equations are the same. The value of the variable will come the same if we solve. But here what you say, this is written in standard form. Now we can write down what is a. A is equal to 4, b is equal to 0, and c is equal to minus 9. So we can always arrange a quadratic equation. If it is a quadratic equation, whether it is a trinomial, whether it is a binomial quadratic equation, we can always write down, say for example, we can always write down it in a standard form. One thing for very sure, remember the value of a cannot be 0, otherwise it will not remain a quadratic equation. That's also very important thing you have to understand. The coefficient of x can be 0, or let us see, we have this minus 5x square plus 3x is equal to 0. Now this is the quadratic equation. Now here the constant is 0, so here a will be equal to minus 5, b will be equal to 3, and c will be equal to 0. So we should know the how to write the quadratic equation in standard form. If suppose somebody tells write it in standard form, you can write it like this: minus 5x square plus 3x plus 0 is equal to 0. So it is x square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. So this then quadratic equation, if you know how to write, if you have understood what is the meaning of a, once again a means coefficient of x square, and a therefore cannot be 0, because if it will become 0 then x square will get vanished, so it will not remain a quadratic equation. So a should not take a value of 0, otherwise a can be all the rational numbers. We can also have this way. If we have this way, don't panic, this is also a quadratic equation. Now here what is a? A will be equal to 3 by 4. So fraction you don't have to panic, b will be equal to 3 by 2, and c will be equal to 7. So this is how the quadratic equation works. Thank you.